Chris Moyles is King Herod. Currently on a UK arena tour, the Tim Royce Andrew Lloyd Webber show is on in Birmingham tonight, where it's being filmed by Universal Pictures for broadcast in cinema all over the world, after which it will be released on DVD and Blu-ray. Chris, that's a lovely suit you're wearing.
Thank you. This is a specially made suit for me as Herod. It's crushed velvet, as you can see. It's very loud and very hot. So thank God I'm not in the show for long. But yeah, it's nice. It's quite nice. You can't really miss me in a suit like this.
Do you get to keep it?
A lot of people have asked, do you get to keep it? I don't really know what else I'd use it for unless I get invited to a Herod party. But then, you know, you turn up, somebody in the same outfit, it'd be embarrassing. So, well, I mean, I don't know. It's made to measure for me, so I'd be no use to anyone else. Unless they find someone short and a bit dumpy.
You're in Jesus Christ Superstar. What made you want to do this?
Nicely delivered question. It's really simple. The reason I did it was because Andrew Lloyd Webber asked me to do it. And it's that simple. If Andrew Lloyd Webber thinks that I could do it, then you've got to do it. It's such a random, bizarre thing for him to want me to do it. So I said yes. Because, you know, he's Andrew Lloyd Webber apart from anything else. You know, if Steven Spielberg asked me to pull cable on a movie, I'd say yes. I met with Andrew and I said, thanks very much for the opportunity. And I said, I don't really understand why you've chosen me. It's a little bit bizarre. And he said, well, everybody thought I was bizarre when I cast Frank Spencer in Phantom of the Opera. And then I thought, well, yeah, he did, didn't he? And they also cast Jason Donovan from Neighbours and Joseph, and Philip Schofield from Kids Telly into Joseph. So he does actually have a track record of some random choices. So I'm on quite a good list, you know, of people. But no, I jumped at it. I didn't know if I could do it, but I had to say yes.
Did you have to have singing lessons? Have you always been able to sing? Have you got a good set of pipes?
I've not got a bad set of pipes for singing, and luckily with Herod's song, it's not really that high. It's fairly in my very limited key. I don't even know any of the vernacular of singing. Everybody backstage every night, you just constantly hear people walking around singing, going, ah, ah, and that. And I don't really do any of that. I find it all a bit weird. But yeah, I've not got a bad voice, and luckily it suits the Herod song. And you can play around with it. It doesn't need to be like proper singing like Mel or Ben or Tim. So yeah, I could kind of bluff my way through it a little bit.
So no singing lessons then?
No, I've had a bit of help from Evie at the beginning, and a few of the others, and then Andrew, that's Lloyd Webber, I call him Andrew, said he was really happy with what he'd seen, but just wanted me to sing it a little bit more than I was, because I was talking, singing, and so I changed it a little bit, and he seems happy with it. So yeah, just a few people have kind of tweaked me a little bit here and there, and this is the result.
So have you been described in the production as a baritone?
I've no idea what that means. I don't know what a baritone is. Am I a baritone? I don't know.
I'm taking that as a no. No one has.
I have no idea. No.
Sort of somewhere between a tenor.
I've been described by many people on the show with many different words, but so far not baritone, not yet. Handsome is one word that is used a lot. And annoying.
You were in a celebrity version of The X Factor.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could take us back to that and talk us through what happened.
But I think it was about 2006. ITV did the Celebrity X Factor for a week, which everybody's forgotten about because they've never done it since. They didn't do it before and they've never done it since. They just did one celebrity version of X Factor, and I got asked to do it, and I wanted to do it because I thought, A, it'll be fun. B, I might be able to learn how to sing, and C, I was writing a book and I needed stuff to write about, and I've got a radio show and I had things to talk about. So I thought, why not? And I did it, and it was very bizarre. It was a very bizarre list of people that included myself, former Dr. Gillian McKeith, Paul Daniels and Debbie McGee, some chefs, Rebecca Lewis and Major James Hewitt. Really an awful lineup of fascinating people. And I came third. I did all right, and it was just a fun thing to do every night for a week. But the musical director of X Factor was called Nigel Wright, and one of the vocal coaches was called Evie Burnett, and they now work with Andrew Lloyd Webber. So from doing that as a bit of a hoot, 6 years later, my name gets mentioned for playing Herod, and luckily Evie and Nigel are around to go, he can sing, he's good. So that led, indirectly 6 years ago, led to me getting this role. So it's, you never know how things are going to work out. So I'm hoping in another 6 to 8 years I'll be in Phantom of the Opera or Starlight Express or something. One can only hope.
How much acting have you done before, even at school?
I haven't done any acting. I've done like mess around acting and sketches for the TV shows that I've done and stuff, but not really done any acting. But I don't really see this as acting. I can't really say this is acting. It's messing around and showing off. It's basically the whole of Herod's piece in this production is all about Herod and a tiny slight bit about Jesus. It's really, it's a big show-off piece. So it's looking at the cameras and occasionally looking at Jesus, literally a couple of times, that's it. But it's all about Herod. So I can't really say it's acting. I don't think Robert De Niro's papping himself just yet, But I'm really enjoying it. It is good fun. And I don't expect anything else to come of it. It's just a great opportunity to do something like this. I mean, look at me. I'm sitting here talking about being in an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, dressed in a red suit. This doesn't happen to me a lot.
It is performing, though. You're in front of a very large audience of thousands of people. Tonight you're being filmed by Universal Pictures for something that's going to be broadcast all over the world and then go out on DVD and Blu-ray. So, it is. I'm guessing outside your comfort zone slightly.
It was out of my comfort zone at the beginning. I turned up for rehearsal on the first day and within 20 minutes wanted to leave because it was just... The phrase out of your comfort zone is used a lot. If my comfort zone is here, my first day of rehearsals was about here, and I just thought, I can't do this. It's just too much. People doing backflips and singing and acting and being brilliant, and I just thought, I can't do this. And then I worked with Lawrence, the director, and Nick, and Ben, who's Jesus, and Lawrence had an idea of what he wanted the Herod scene roughly to be, with Herod being a game show host, a TV host. And he had a few little ideas and that was about it. So we all kind of talked about it and played it through and kind of acted it out a little bit and throwing in stupid ideas, of which Lawrence would occasionally go, that's quite nice, let's do that. So by the end of the day, I actually felt as though I'd had some input into this particular, scene and how we do it. And I went back the next day and was excited to kind of go back, and now the whole thing is finished. The swimming pool idea, the buzzers from the cynics, and just loads of different things. I suggested maybe can we actually turn water into wine, and and between the four of us, we just threw ideas around. And so I feel as though I had some input into it, which is really important for me. I'm very lucky because this role is not very serious. I don't have to cry. I don't have to, really reach down inside myself. I just have to show off. The way I look at it is I feel very lucky to have a little role in such a big show, and that little role kind of allows me to be part of this amazing travelling circus of just ridiculously talented people. And I'm genuinely mean that. I'm always worried when I talk about the show that I sound like some Hollywood actor sitting on a sofa on a TV show going, well, the thing about Lawrence is, or Tim, or Ben, and they're naming all these people that you don't really know who they are. But everybody's brilliant. The show is brilliant. I'm a huge fan of musicals, and I think this is just phenomenal. I think it's a great interpretation. The visual aspect is great. The band are brilliant. The songs, sound really funky and cool, which I really like. The soundtrack is brilliant. And Melanie is just awesome. Ben is awesome. Tim is brilliant. Everybody's just, Alex, who plays Pilot, is just another league. And I'm part of this. It's like I've won a competition, to be in Jesus Christ Superstar, the musical, with all these people. So going out to the arenas and walking out on stage and giving it all this and prancing around is like a really, really good fun. It's very nerve-wracking, but it's really good fun. So I like it. I mean, I get really excited every night. And it's like 3 minutes, it's 3.5 minutes. I'm on for the curtain call almost as long as I am for my entire scene. I'm the luckiest boy in the world. I really am, To come straight from doing the radio show into doing this is brilliant. So, I feel as though I've kind of won some weird lottery.
You, I'm guessing, have not played a lot of Lloyd Webber on your radio show over the years. But how large has he loomed in your life, kind of away from the radio? Not he as a person, but as a composer and a musician.
Because I'm not a big fan of musicals, I haven't seen that many. And I went to see Beauty and the Beast in London, in the theatre where they now do We Will Rock You, and it was really good. And then I went to see Saturday Night Fever and was like, I don't like musicals very much now. It's like an over-enthusiastic school play, sorry. So it kind of put me off. I like music from musicals, but because I don't know the musicals, I don't know what song comes from what musical. So I'll be honest, and I know a lot of JCS fans will think this is sacrilege, but, I'm sitting here in the odd song on this going, I never knew that was in Jesus Christ Superstar. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I don't know that one that Melanie sings. Oh, isn't that good? So no, we'd interviewed Andrew on the radio show before. We'd had him on as a guest, and he was very funny. But now I'm like, I am totally absorbed in this Jesus Christ Superstar world. As soon as I got the phone call asking me if I'd be interested, I did a ridiculous amount of research. I can bore you with facts about Jesus Christ Superstar if you want, how the Herod song came about. It was originally written as some pop song he was going to put in for the Eurovision, and then when they were writing the other songs a couple of years later, he went back and took it and played around with it a bit more, and then, it is the song that it is. So I'm an expert on this, but don't ask me anything about cats.
You're a musical and biblical scholar.
Yes, I am. I knew more about the Bible, having an Irish Roman Catholic upbringing. You test me on Jesus, fine. Now you can test me on Jesus Christ Superstar the musical, fine. But yeah, Starlight Express I'm not very good on.
I'll test you on Jesus another time.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed, Chris.
You're welcome, and enjoy the show, everybody. It's brilliant, and Herod, let's be honest, steals the show. Okay. That's my Herod face.